And hear you. Brandon's
What's
here to
up?
teach us about our roofs. If you're a homeowner, like this is the podcast for you. We're here to teach you about your roof with Brandon. Now, Brandon's in Indiana, so his experience is a little bit different than the Phoenix area, but we're gonna teach you it all as we go along. We're gonna interview other contractors. We're gonna interview manufacturers of roofing products. We're going to teach you about your roof, what to look for, how to extend the life of your roof, all that stuff, all that jazz.
All the jazz.
Absolutely, brother. Isn't that your favorite genre of music?
It's close.
I can listen to just about anything, but metal is what lives in my heart. So,
Oh,
anyway.
look at this guy.
This effing guy. So, anyways, we're here. We're going to talk to Brandon. He got a little bit of time. This guy's busy. Guess what he's doing? They got a big storm in Indiana. So, there's a lot of people with some roof damage. There's some people with some trees hanging out of their house. There's all sorts of stuff going on. So, Phoenix doesn't get this as often, but it does get it. It gets a little microburst. I've read about people having their roofs ripped off in the Phoenix area. Doesn't happen as often as Indiana. And it seems like, from my observation, that our roofing is different. So a lot of places in the country they use shingles. I see a lot more of the concrete tiles here in the Phoenix area. Not to say that there aren't shingles. Like I showed Brandon, I think I showed you a video where there was a house with the shingles right next to a house with concrete tiles. So we got
Yeah, remember
shingles.
that. Yeah, we've been getting storms like crazy, but now we're in a dry heat. So now it's the time of the insurance, like, hey, get that tree out of the house. And then it's like, well, I'm already been doing it. I did probably what 7 or 8 houses, big massive oaks,
Yeah.
pine trees are in houses. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
We believe it or not, we do have big trees in Phoenix. Like there's some salt cedars and some there's some sort of Lebanese, I think it's originally from Lebanon, some sort of pine tree that people grow because it grows easily with less water. We got eucalyptus. We got all sorts of big trees, and some of them, like mesquites, can get huge. And what's cool about mesquites is if they grow too fast, their branches fall off easily. Like my neighbor probably 2 years ago, luckily it missed his truck, but a huge ass branch fell and I've had some branches fall out of my tree. I've got like a Chinese elm, which grows pretty well here, but they're not as well known for stuff falling off.
Well, here's the crazy story. Last week we had that windstorm. Well, a lady was driving down the road and a tree fell on top of her car while she's driving down the road.
Yeah.
She got major injured. She had to get air flown all the way to the hospital.
Wow.
I was like, holy crap.
I
And
remember as a
then my phone wouldn't stop. I was like, holy crap, what is going on?
yeah, like you were telling me you were getting no sleep there for a while. Like your phone was going off nonstop. So, which is
Yeah,
in one
now it's
respect
like
is
the craziest thing, the hardest part dealing with the contractor is like I can't talk on a behalf on a for a homeowner. I wish I could. I'm not a PA. And by law, I cannot talk on their behalf. I see other contractors do it all the time. And I'm
yes.
not doing it. And I'm not going to jeopardize my own personal license for, for somebody. It's
I
not worth
was
it.
I was watching a guy and he was telling the homeowner, like I think he was from Florida, and he was telling the homeowner the same thing that you're telling, like, hey, you got to initiate stuff. I can tell you stuff, but you got to initiate it. And I think that's the right. So we're talking about honest, right? So I think that one of the honest things is like I think that a contractor can consult, confer, give information to the homeowner, but it's the homeowner that's got to start the process.
Yeah. And I mean, the property that I do the firewood and stuff, because remember I told you that I own a firewood company. Well, next door, he's like, hey, he didn't even know that I own a contracting business. And I'm like, yeah, I do this. And he's like, hey, I let's do an insurance claim. And I was like, dude, I cannot talk on your behalf. I can be here when the adjuster's here and I can talk to them, but that is it. I'm like,
I,
you can call them. I said I set it up an inspection for him next week because he just had the baby come through or whatever, you know. I'm like, yeah, we'll set it for next week. And he's like, should I call them now? I said, no, I need to do the inspection first before it's even worth their time.
we're not going to have you work on a maternity ward, just by the way.
Are you sure?
No, but seriously, yes. So that's something I think a homeowner needs to know is that, hey, you got to start the process, and it might be worthwhile, especially if you have a good contractor, that they walk the roof with the adjuster, the person from the insurance. What's that called? I want to say adjuster, but that's
Readjuster.
the person that works on behalf of the homeowner sometimes.
So adjuster does not care about the homeowner. There is some are like, hey, yeah, let's do a claim. And then there's some are like, no, denied. And I'm like, there's physical proof right here. And I got to sit there and fight with the insurance company, with the adjuster, because he'll send me the estimate, because they do estimates as well. And I'm like, no, there's damage. I'm like, I can't just replace this. I have to replace all this because they no longer make this shingle.
And that's something like even here. So a lot of times when they're doing roof replacement in Arizona, I forget what they call it, but it's like TR and R, and I forget what that stands for. But they got to take the tile off, they got to stack it, and they're basically just changing the underlayment and then putting the tile back on. So a lot of times, like these tile are discontinued. They know, like concrete tile are supposed to last, from my understanding, about 50 years. It's mainly the underlayment that they got to change every 15 to 25 years. If what I've read is correct. And I'm sure that things change over time. It depends on your manufacturer, it depends on all sorts of things. Um, so, like here in Phoenix, you see a lot of people when they're getting stuff done on their roof, they're using the original tile, stacking them all up, uh, and then they're just replacing the underlayment, and then they're putting the tile back on. Um, and so what was it? Like I lost the point of this story. Like, once again, we're learning the differences between concrete tiles and shingles. There are shingles in Arizona. I know that we don't necessarily like the building code is different. Brandon and I have talked a little bit about that. Like, I've sent him some pictures of my house and some of the stuff, and it's like, um, I see a lot of new construction. It's basically the felt paper, it's the little thin strips of wood that they nail the concrete tile to. And then from my understanding, that costs a little bit more at the outset, but then like when you change stuff, it could it's still going to cost you some money because they got to remove all those tiles, stack them up, do the underlayment, put the underlayment down, and then put all the tile back on. And
Yeah,
those
I
things.
mean, I mean, it just I mean, that's called a repair, which is my minimum for a repair is $750.
And I think you might be higher here if you were doing that because you got to have crews that are specific to stack and tile. I think that it takes a little bit more, but I don't know. Like once again, we're here to learn from Brandon. Also, like he's got crews that do all of it. Um, so
I'm just
you
a
know,
one man stop shop. That's all I call
I
it.
know, like you do it all, brother. You're like a Renaissance man. You got a
Yeah, pretty
Cooper
much. I'm
Scooper
like a
business. You got
supermarket.
I'm learning more and more. So, but anyways, like Josh and I are mainly here to help you as a homeowner to learn about your roof. We're also going to be interviewing people that manufacture different roofing products as we go along. I got a buddy here in the Phoenix area. He works in Mesa for a company called SWD. I think that's mainly for flat roofs, but I could be wrong. Like we're going to interview them and figure it all out. But we were talking a little bit about the different manufacturers. Um, and Brandon's favorite is IMKO, TMKO,
IKO.
IKO. IKO is his favorite brand of manufacturer, but there are many out there. There's Corning, Owens Corning.
Owens Corning.
That's the Pink Panther people. They also do insulation and stuff. Then there's GAF. There's a whole bunch. And as like I learn more, we're gonna reach out to somebody and say like, "Hey, you got a salesperson or somebody that wants to get interviewed about your product? Like, why is your product good? Pros and cons. Like, there's always pros and cons. Like, hey, we have a superior product, but it costs more or whatever."
Yeah, I mean, IKO is not the cheapest, but you're getting your bang for your buck,
Yes.
especially the weather that we get out here. So,
Yeah. And once again, like Indiana is totally different than like you're up in the the northwest side of Indiana. Is that correct?
yeah, I'm
And
by the lake. I'm by the beautiful lake.
he's in where it's cold as hell in the Great Lakes up there. We're down here in Phoenix where it's hot as hell in the summertime. So this is what I'm not going to do with Brandon. We're not going to both live in Phoenix in the summertime and then head up to Indiana in the wintertime. Like that's not the goal.
No,
The
I,
exact opposite. We'll come here in the winter and we'll go up there in the summertime.
yeah, I already told my wife I'm already looking for a house down south.
Arizona, baby. Like what's amazing to me, a lot of people don't know that like northern Arizona is beautiful. Even in the summertime, it doesn't get as hot as the Sonoran Desert. So you're down here in Phoenix, you're down here in Tucson, you're down here in Yuma. Yeah, you're gonna get hot. But up north above the Mogollon Rim, it's cooler up there. Probably ain't as cool as Indiana, but it's cooler. So
Yeah, I want to get somewhere medium. But
I want to get to Haiti. That's where I want my my summer house to be. Anyways, so we're talking about roofs. We're just trying to like, and we want like some input from people that are watching. Like, what do you want to know about your roof? Like, so we're trying to, and sometimes people don't know what they don't know. Just like this, like I've been looking at my roof more. I've been thinking about my roof more, but like it's also like I don't know what I don't know. I've been watching a lot more other channels, learning about roofing. I see a lot of channels around shingles. You know what I mean? And I know that in the Midwest, and definitely where it gets cold, shingles are used a lot more frequently. Here in Phoenix, I see, especially in newer developments, a lot more of the concrete, what I call concrete tile. So, and they can be kind of S, which is kind of this wavy shape, or they can be flat. I've seen all sorts of different concrete tile. And from my understanding, it costs a little bit more per roof to put them on. But once again, the concrete tiles themselves, unless they get cracked or broken when somebody's walking on your roof or something like this, they should last for a pretty long time. It's the underlayment that needs to be changed, at least in the Phoenix area.
which is, I believe, that would be due to the heat.
Yeah, like it gets hot here. And like we can talk about this too, like attics. You got to have good ventilation. Usually, from my understanding, they usually direct the attics in a certain angle because there's better airflow. Some people put some sort of fan up in their attic to try to move the air across the attic.
Hey, I told you we should build a company down there or over there.
We're going to, brother. We are going to. Like that's on the agenda. That's not today, but like I'm already putting it in the universe that Brandon and I are going to have a roofing company here in Arizona or something like maybe it's attic work. Maybe we're going to vertically integrate where we have any kind of household need that you got, we can accommodate. But that's in the future.
Why not today?
Okay, let's start today. Like we got
You
the
better
on.
start your quiz.
What's that?
You better start your quiz.
Look, I'm learning about roofs right now, and I'm trying to teach other people. But we're gonna go fast and we're gonna go hard. We're gonna find some people to interview. We're gonna interview some other contractors, and they might be our competition in the future. But that's okay. Like there's enough. Like Brandon always says, there's enough pie for everybody. But just find the honest one. Find the one that's gonna do the work right. Who's not gonna lie to you? Not gonna tell you like, hey. It's only going to be $5 to repair your roof. Well, that is absolutely a lie. So, uh, we're going to try to give you the information that's going to help you choose a contractor also.
I don't look at any company as competition. I don't look at competition.
And
I build relationships with the other companies. What
I
if I
think,
get booked? What if I get booked so far? I'm gonna have to refer them to somebody.
and look, I think that,
I can't do all of it.
well, maybe you can.
I didn't know I was Superman, Mark.
You are Superman. You got to just start planting that seed. But no, I think that there are people that, if you scratch, like, I think it always comes down to like, uh, we're going to talk some biblical stuff. Like, you treat people as well as you would like to be treated. The golden rule. So I think that there's more than enough for all the contractors that are here in Phoenix and probably Indiana. Like, I don't know Indiana well, but like, hey, if they're going to do a better job, or let's say, hey, my crews are already completely booked up, hey, why not spread the wealth also?
Absolutely. I work with two other companies. If I'm getting too booked, it's like I feel like I need to start a tree business, Mark.
Well, hey, believe it or not, we probably need some. I'm sure there's work here, even in Phoenix, for tree, an arborist.
Yeah, I mean, I got certified and working for other companies and so forth. Like I don't know. To me, it's common sense now. Like I don't need a company to go and take a tree out of somebody's house.
Yeah.
I
Sometimes
just
it's
move
just
their.
money getting the, or I mean, there's definitely skill. Like I've watched some people cutting down trees and stuff. You know what I mean? And granted, they definitely weren't in Phoenix when they were doing it. These were some tall ass pine trees on how to tie stuff off and different things, which I personally couldn't do. But there is that.
I mean, the most common knot you just need to learn is a bowline.
I used to that we used to learn it. The rabbit runs around the tree, goes back in the hole. I used to be able to tie one. I don't know if I could tie one right now, but when I was a kid, we used to tie knots all the time. I was in like a little Boy Scout group. It was through the church, so it was a different name, but we used to go camping all the time, tying knots, all that stuff. So
Well, it keeps you occupied, right?
yeah, like I still love going camping and hiking and all that stuff. So he froze up. Are you there? Well, maybe we're going to end it here. It looks like our connection isn't great, but we're going to thank Brandon for coming on here, teaching us about our roofs. These podcasts are going to get better as time goes on. We'll figure out some of these flukes, what's going on, all that stuff. You guys come back, learn about your roof, ask us questions. Here's the biggest thing, like the more questions you ask us, the more research we will do for you, the homeowner. You guys have a blessed day. Talk soon, and we will see you later.